That's what Mark just said. Lee? That's what Mark just said, February 29th, leap year.
Mark just said 29th. Is there a game the 29th? There's no game. The 29th. Where? Oh, Rochester, 29th. Okay.
Lee, that's the joke. You're getting in, but it's not during a game.
I know, right? So I'm going to show up to the wrong fucking game.
You're just here by yourself.
I'll be up here as they're announcing it. I'll give everybody a wave.
29. He's confirmed. 29.
Where did Florida finish last year?
And we're ready when you are.
Right now it's time for tonight's keys to the game. Brought to you by Anderson Webb. Tonight's keys to the game. Number 1, utilize power play opportunities. Number 2, maintain possession. And number 3, limit the number of chances.
And welcome to Baltimore CQ Arena. It's a great night for soccer as the Baltimore Blast take on the Florida Tropics. Revenge on the mind of the Blast. Happy New Year, everyone. Just a few weeks ago, the Blast went to Florida, were knocked off by the Tropics 7-2. That loss dropped the Blast to under 500. The Blast would subsequently lose in Orlando as well. 2-4 gut check time for the team. They come back with a trip to New York last week. They beat Rochester. The 10th career shutout for William Vanzella, his 100th career victory. And then they win at Utica in overtime. Leads to Chantarette, a big turning point maybe for this team who come into this game 4-4 in a new year.
Yeah, when you see scores like that, especially, you know, going down to Florida and losing 2, obviously Florida themselves is having a good season, but then, you know, to lose to Orlando, I think that's a mindset that Danny Kelly's not going to be happy with. I think, you know, obviously playing 2 games is tough when you're playing back-to-back, but then you come back and you beat a Utica team, a really Utica team. It shows the talent's there, but I'm sure the consistency and maybe the mentality is something that Danny and David are probably really been kind of pushing and harping on over the last week or so.
Andrew Hoxie with the game-winning goal in overtime, 4 goals on the 4-game road trip. Vinny Dantas continues to lead the Blast with 12 goals on the season. The Blast welcoming a new face as well as Richard Schmerman joins the Blast from the Orlando Seawolves. And for more on Florida, let's go down to Andrew Primrose. And Andrew, Florida at 6-1, having a big year right now.
Well, yeah, it's kind of the opposite of what's going on with the Blast, Paul. When you talk about the Florida team, they tasted their first adversity at home, losing to Milwaukee, a team they'd already beaten this year up in Milwaukee. They lost that game. This road trip where they played Rochester last night and then Baltimore today is kind of their redemption. How are they going to respond to the adversity? And last night was a good start for them as they kind of went out there and blew out a Rochester team that's new to the league. Real strong fourth quarter for them. They got the opportunity to rest some players in that game, and they'll come out strong here today. But for them, this is a statement game. This is the same as Baltimore had against Utica in terms of can they put the stop in and say after a home loss, after losing to Milwaukee team, can they say they belong with the big boys? And winning here in Baltimore, becoming only the 3rd team to ever do that, they would certainly make that statement.
No doubt Ricardo Carvalho leads the Florida Tropics with 18 points, 9 goals, and 9 assists. It's a very good roster. Some familiar names for the Blast. Lucio Gonzaga, of course. Steven DeRue played here in Baltimore as well on that Florida roster. And another guy you got to try to limit, Joey Tavernisi, 4 goals last night in Rochester. Tavernisi, always a problem up front. You got to understand where he is at all times.
Yeah, I mean, look at when a forward starts to score, he gets his confidence up, and if he put 4 in the other night, you know he's feeling it now. He's kind of stalking the field as we speak by the center circle. So.
Star Wars night here at CQ Arena. Marty Bass, local celebrity here on Channel 13, is beating the drum for the Blast here this game. It's a great atmosphere in Baltimore as we get ready for soccer. Blast and Florida Tropics. Blast at 4-4, Tropics at 6-1. Let's talk about the goalkeepers here. We talked about William Vanzella, his 10th career shutout. It's an indoor soccer record. 4-3 on the season, 4.87 goals against average, 692 save percentage. And what an embarrassment of riches for Florida at their goalkeeper position. Brett Petrusek got the win last night. He's now 3-1 on the season, but Hugo Silva gets the start here tonight against Baltimore. He's 3-0 with a 3.61 goals against average and a 656 save percentage. So, Florida has it covered between those two, being between the pipes.
Yeah, look at when you have 2 keepers who have such a low goals against average, and that fuels the competition between them, which is only better for your team.
Starters tonight. On the floor, you see Joey Tavernisi at the midfield for Florida. Also, Victor Pereira, Lucas Teixeira, Ricardo Carvalho in the starting lineup as well. We are underway. Florida will start things here in Baltimore. It's the Blast and the Florida Tropics. Andrew Dos Santos wins the ball in the corner, clears the length of the floor. Vinny Dantas with pressure on Silva. Out come Florida, a drive off the boards by Montaleres. Thomas can't win the ball away from Montaleres, and smart play by Dos Santos to let the ball go through to Vanzella.
So it'll be interesting to see how Florida adapts to the size of the field, if it affects them early. But you could tell that they are aware of the size, and that shot was from over midfield, the first shot for them, and it was a cannon.
Well, you mentioned the field, and I watched as the team came out for warm-ups. They were out there literally pacing off the distance from half field to the yellow line and kind of shaking their head at the size of this field. Yeah,
listen, the size of your surroundings has a big impact on how you play. And if they're not used to this, it might be something the Blast can use, especially in the first quarter before they become acclimated.
Well, possession will be big in this one. Florida did a nice job in that 7-2 win of controlling play and really pretty much dominated the Blast down in Florida. Tropics win the ball, clear it out. Pereiras on the far side. Mello and Dos Santos a double team. Ball comes through the box, knocked away by Rayleigh onto the foot of Andrew Hoxie. His first shift of the night. Steal by Drew Ruggles. Drew got his first goal of the year last night, a splendid goal from the top of the box for the Tropics in that game against Rochester. Daru on the far side. Now back for Ruggles, of course, Drew in Milwaukee for the last few years. Ball comes through the box. Vanzella can't play it. He's forced to set it around the turn and down the field. Ruggles challenged by Juwan Pereira. Quickly up ahead, ball off the boards, and Vanzella hops right on it for the blast. So Santos and Pereira exchange passes. Out come the blast. Here's Rayleigh, the midfield. Pereira marked by Ruggles, far side.
I'd like to see a little bit more movement there as Pereira's taking him up the sideline. Everybody else is standing. Got to have some movement where you get defenders shifting and moving.
Take down the boards by Thomas. NDI now. And ball cleared back. We have to talk about Muhammad NDI. 7 points on the 4-game road trip and 5 assists in the 4 games. Here's a shot and a goal! It's NDI on the receiving end this time, and he opens the account for the blast. It's 1-0.
Perfect timing there, Paul, talking about NDI, and he does a great job as a post-up forward there. Brings the ball in, rolls it to the side, and then spins his defender off the boards. I mean, that's textbook what you want from your forwards.
Time of the goal, 2:54. And Muhammad NDI, his 3rd goal of the season.
Hey, Lee, it's pretty easy being a color guy when Paul does his own setup, isn't it?
I'll tell you what.
It's unbelievable.
Throws the ball right over the plate, baby.
Gonna give the assist to Jamie Thomas. And time of the goal, 2:54. And Blast have possession once again. Good move to the near side.
First shift.
Here's Mello. Peruzzi for Mello, and that's blocked away.
Great job by Mello, but I would like to see him be a difference maker there and not play that ball out wide to Peruzzi initially. He's got the pass or the shot. He's got the lane. He's got to let it go.
Restart here for the Blast. Pereira presides. His drive off the inside of the crossbar. That close to being 2-0.
How did he hit any crossbar?
That's unfortunate. That was actually the underside of the crossbar, and it just 2 more inches, and that's in. What a great shot.
There's Richard Schmerman now for his shift. First shift of the season here for the Blast.
Well, the other dimension that Richard Schmerman offers, aside from being an experienced defender and a guy that can score from the back line, is he gives the Blast a natural lefty, which is something the team had been lacking so far this year. So it'll be interesting to see him.
Natural left-footed player. Pereira's pass inside, knocked away. Peruzzi can't win it off the boards, and now the Tropics give it back. And there's Gonzaga right out there for Dantas, has passed him on the steal.
Yeah, that's a bad giveaway.
And it's Lucio, the only guy in the league that takes a 1v4 and takes a shot on it.
Shot was there. You can't score if you don't shoot.
And he still got it on goal somehow. Guy's a goal scorer.
Dos Santos around Lucio. Giveaway by Vanzella.
Now, Lee, did you play with Lucio?
Yes. Yep.
Regan wins the ball on the boards. Zach Regan had the first 2 goals of the game for Florida last night against Rochester. And, that was an interesting game. Florida won it 17-4. Rochester, though, an inspired first quarter of play, they just couldn't finish. And eventually, Florida took control of the game and just kind of ran away. We talk about that a lot here, too, is you got to finish your chances here.
I would like the Blast, the top 2 defenders for the Blast. They're giving the defenders
goal.
They're giving the defenders too much time to deliver easy balls in.
Well, it's Regan again. He scores early on for the 2nd straight night. Regan's 7th goal of the season, and at 4:16 of the first quarter, we're tied at 1. Or check that 5:16 of the first quarter.
Well, Well, that possession comes back from Vinny Dantas taking what amounted to a pretty weak shot from almost midfield. And then you saw Petrusek get the throw all the way down to create that turnover, or what it was in essence a turnover from a shot that distance.
And Hugo Silva gets the assist. That's Hugo Silva's first assist of the year.
Did they get caught in a line change there?
Yes, they
Paul?
did. Yes, they did.
Yeah, it seemed like they got caught in a line change there.
So Vinny took the shot and then came off, and they just didn't have numbers back.
Blast have numbers now. Cross-field pass for Thomas. Florida able to recover.
It's a good look by Shermer. She's just got to play that where Thomas can play it.
A little tough ball off there off the boards. Couldn't really settle quickly.
Nah.
Pressure on Pereira. He breaks it to Thomas. Jamie drags the ball back. Keeps possession for the Blast. Ball for Hoxie. That's kicked away. Peruzzi right on it. Blast would love to get Daniel Peruzzi going. Scored 3 goals in the opener and hasn't scored since. Quick shot here to go! Wow, I'm starting to scare myself a little bit here.
I'm gonna take off. So I'll see you guys later. Paul's taking care of all of this.
Paul, we're good. We'll see you at home.
Wow. There you go. Peruzzi with the quick strike from distance. And he gives the Blast a 2-1 lead.
That was a great strike, but I got a feeling the keeper would like to have that one back. I think from that angle, although it really did hit side netting, I feel like the keeper from this angle, it seemed like he got both hands on the ball.
What's interesting now to look at is the shots so far have all been very high for the Blast. They've gone high on the shots, which with a tall goalkeeper, you would assume the opposite.
Peruzzi's goal unassisted, 6:20 the time of the goal. Goal number 4 on the season for Peruzzi.
Paul, you want to call anybody else's goal?
I'll get back to you on that. Manfoot has the pass deflected out of play.
Florida does a good job moving off the ball. They're causing a little bit of havoc following runners for the Blast, but I think that they're also kind of catching themselves out of shape, Paul. So I think if we can get the ball cleanly on counterattacks, we can catch them off balance. Like, look at Thomas. Thomas is behind them all.
Ooh.
Right? So
he tried to pull it.
I tried to pull it, but I wasn't quite there. But you can see it. You can see it happening. But it's got to be, crisp balls out of the back in transition.
Manfoot quickly turns. NDI kicks that away. Here come the Blast again. Mello leaves it for Dos Santos, and they quickly play back for Vanzella. Midway through the first, 3 goals already. 2 for the Blast. Blast lead at 2-1. Dos Santos with the bicycle kick. 1 hops to Silva.
Since he came back from that beach stuff, he loves doing that.
I'll tell you what, that's one of the few I've ever seen where it wasn't either a goal or nothing. Usually, when you see that, it's either a goal or you miss and you whiff on it. That one, he just didn't strike well.
I tell you, Adriano looks fitter.
Yes, he does.
Right, he looks thinner. He looks a little bit fitter than he has been in the past few years.
Turn here goes wide.
Through,
Follow-up blocked off the line by Pereira. Vanzella with the handball in the box. Good save there. Ball comes loose and onto the foot of Peruzzi.
But to your point, Lee, I mean, you run around in the sand for 3 months.
Yeah, but honestly, that's a different type of fitness. Like, that's more strength than anything else. I really feel like he's made a concerted effort to, thin down a little bit.
And stay in shape.
Yeah, and stay in shape. And it's, being in the sun and being in the sand, but that's more kind of that anaerobic strength power.
And foul called here on Florida. And Tropics giving the Blast some troubles now, trying to clear the zone. They made the steal on that last possession and then created a chance, but the foul called as Vanzella tried to get back into his box, was held by the Tropics.
Yeah, this is where they're pressing, Paul. So this is where in the press, I think they can catch him with something over the top.
And Paul, we had our pet, and William just walks off and gets a glass of water.
Yes. He's the master. Good steal by Carvalho here. Now Dos Santos takes it back, and the deflection goes back. And they're going to say it's an illegal procedure. They play the ball back to the keeper.
That's a tough call. There's no way Adriano was trying to pass that back. He was just poking it away.
Now they're going to call a tripping foul.
I think they realize it's a mistake here, no?
Carvalho's not happy, so we're going to have a drop ball here.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that, you know, the one ref realized it wasn't a pass back.
Well, the referee that made the call immediately looked for help, and they just dropped the ball. They just dropped the ball, and everybody's looking at each other.
Hey, have a handshake.
That was the weirdest drop ball I've ever seen.
I guess they said it was the wrong call and they wanted Florida to play it back to the Blast. That might be the first time I've ever seen a wrong call admitted.
Ball into the Blast side. Mello in the corner. Hounded by Daru. Rayleigh clears. Oh, good step in here. Chance, shot, save, Manzella. It's loose, and he pounces on it.
Florida wanted a handball on Rayleigh. Not called.
Good ball for Peruzzi. Daniel turns, but great defense by Teixeira down there, and Peruzzi fouls him, and it'll be a kick in for Florida.
So, Paul, that's the ball, right? So if they're high pressing, you need that second or third tier ball being played, and that second tier ball in the diagonal run is wide open. That's great. If Florida's going to press high, they've got to find that second or third tier ball.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take 1-2. 5:35 left in the first. Blast lead it 2-1 over the Tropics. Back with more on NBC Sports Washington.
No, 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 no.
Jack, can I talk to you? I think you need one of these. You're acting like a kid.
Yes, yes, yes.
Have a blast and score big at Antwerpen Automotive. Jack is saying yes to every deal on all new and pre-owned vehicles, plus discounts up to $15,000 and no payments for 3 months. Now at all 10 Antwerpen locations.
Jack says yes.
And welcome back to Baltimore, CQ Arena. Good action to start this one. 9 minutes into the first quarter. Blast lead at 2-1. Mohamed Ndiaye and Daniel Peruzzi with the goals for the Blast, and Zach Regat with the goal for Florida. Lee, what do you think so far?
I think it's been a good game. I think, you know, well played by both teams. I think that, you know, as you see, you can't make simple errors against good teams, right? So the Blast got caught on a bad change, and Florida punished them. But other than that, I thought that the Blast limited any really good opportunities from Florida. I thought the Blast has had a number of shots that were relatively close, so I think it's been a good start for the Blast.
You got to feel good about Mohamed Ndiaye and his ability at the forward position. He's really starting to grow as a young player. We talked about his distribution on the road trip, the 5 assists, but right now he's got the first goal for the Blast and a real nice play off the boards at the early part of that first quarter.
Yeah, he's someone that I think, you know, has really benefited being under Danny and David as a young player learning the game.
Kind of interesting, guys. That was called the officials' timeout, and that was on a foul call. So the ball didn't go out of bounds, but it was called the officials' timeout. So try to talk with the officials to understand what happened there, but ordinarily that would not have been an officials' timeout.
Manzella has it across the yellow line. Here's Peruzzi, heads it back. And Florida clears to the midfield, and Pereira handles for the Blast. Schmerman for Ndiaye. Hard bounce off the boards. Ndiaye runs it down, and Donatelli helps. The Blast have it. Tony Donatelli on that 4-game road trip. 4 goals and 3 assists, 7 points. And there's a guy, Lee, that really has gotten going offensively for the Blast last few weeks.
Yeah, Tony just seems to give the Blast whatever they need, right? So if they have guys who are producing on the offensive end, and they need somebody to help out defensively, he can do that. But obviously they've been struggling a little bit, and so he's been finding his, I guess, his worth there.
Now a little ruckus away from the ball.
So India got tied up in the goal, and he shoved him back into the goal, and he's that big, but now him and Ruggles are chest to chest.
The official needs to step in here, and they've been chest to chest for about 30 seconds before anybody really stepped in and did anything. They're still talking.
Juwan just motioned over to India and told him to knock it off. Wouldn't be surprised to see if he got a quick sub here, because he is an emotional player.
Foul called on Ruggles.
And there's the sub as India will go off. That's been the thing with India. Can he mature? Can he grow as a player? I mean, physically, everything you guys are saying is there.
It's gotta be 2 minutes,
and
yeah.
got kicked in the back of the leg, and there's the card. Blast will go on the power play. Dantas down in the corner.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of a reckless tackle right there. He didn't mean to get him, but you can't swing through the back of someone's leg like that. That's 2 minutes without a doubt. I'm not sure what he's complaining about.
He said he's going for the ball.
Yeah, you did after you went through his ankle.
Now this will go to the box for Florida. And Ruggles is talking to the officials about the last foul call. He wasn't happy about that.
It was a good tackle. It was just studs up. I mean, he got the ball, but you can't show the bottom of your foot and go straight leg like that.
Here we go, Blast on the power play. Peruzzi, Pereira, Dantas, Donatelli, and Mello. Tons of firepower on this power play.
Yeah, these are going to be crucial, right? So whenever you have these tight games, special teams.
Special teams and set pieces.
Absolutely.
Goalkeeper distribution as Donatelli put it into the netting. Quick shot here goes well wide.
He got out of there way too easy, though.
I mean, hey, you know, that's about as good as you can get, right? When you're trying to rag time in this arena. I mean,
no worries. He dumped it into the box. The forward did a great job of kind of holding it up. He actually got out of that, 2-on-1 a little bit easy.
Mello, midfield. Dantas now back for Donatelli. Pereira in the corner, uses the boards to get it back out to Donatelli. Mello with some time and space. Goes down the boards, here's Peruzzi. In front, in the box, and Pereira right there, but he puts it over the glass.
Nah, great execution, sucking him over to the right side of the field, and then creating that 2v1 on Mello's side, and they executed beautifully. Shot just needed to be on target.
Another goalkeeper distribution. Silva fires it down the field. Riget gets double teamed, and the Blast come out with it. Riget with some good pressure, and Ruggles with the steal. Good work there by Florida, and now they can rag some more time. Oh, Silva right to Donatelli.
Poor ball. They got to punish him.
There you go. There it is.
Absolutely. Got to punish him. Poor ball led to a 4-on-2 advantage for the Blast. Got to punish him there.
Silva could have kicked the ball anywhere else in the arena except right to Donatelli, right?
Anywhere other than to one
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep their workers
about not getting a 3-line pass. He kind of went to crank it like he would in any other arena.
safe from accidents.
I think it went right to Tony.
You know what? At that point, you get a 3-line pass as opposed to a 4v2 counterattack.
Yep.
Yeah, there's the replay, and nice feed.
And injuries.
To Dantas for Vinny, his 13th goal of the season. And Tony Donatelli with assist number 8 on the year.
I'll tell you guys what, Joey Tavernisi is getting his money's worth from these officials right now, as he is really ripping into them every chance he gets. 3-line violation.
So after losing 7-2 in Florida, the Blast have come out and responded well in the first quarter. 3-line violation, so the Blast will have a free kick at the yellow line. 2-man wall for Florida. Hoxie lets it go through. Peruzzi tries to go off the boards, that's blocked. Out come the Tropics. Carvalho, run off by Peruzzi, good D there. Nice physical play by the Blast, and now here's Hoxie. Hoxie has it kicked away. Tavernisi on the counterattack, blocked to the corner. Carvalho off the boards. Alvis now, blocked by Rayleigh. Hoxie just takes off the pressure and clears it down the field.
Hoxie's got to do a better job of holding the ball up. That's 3 times now where they've gotten the ball into him, and he hasn't done a good job of holding the ball, getting the boys into play.
Marteleris now on the near side. Tavernisi turns. Good play defensively by Pereira. Ruggles steps in on Hoxie. Shot goes wide. Oh, big physical play there. Ruggles now, marked by Hoxie.
See, this is too much space, Paul. The distance between Hoxie and Ruggles is there's too much space. He can play left, he can play right. How can the defender behind him know where the ball's gonna go?
Santos called for the foul. Riga goes down.
Serving foul, the Blast number 12, Adriano Dos Santos. Free kick, Florida.
Free kick, Florida. Here's Marteleris to the near side. Pereira to drive, that's blocked.
It's Juwan's 3rd block of that series.
William has got to stop screaming. He's actually bothering the guys in front of him. Like Pereira just turned around and screamed at William. I'm not sure what William's looking for there, but Pereira's in great defensive shape, blocks the shot, and William's still screaming at him.
Thomas 1-on-4. Ruggles runs him off the ball. Now Silva able to clear to the corner. With 1:25 left in the quarter, Florida clears. Blast steal. Hoxie to no one in the middle. Stolen away again by Pereira's far side. Ruggles will run on in the midfield. Chance for Florida here to get within a goal.
Handball.
Foul called here. Riga gets the foul. He might have got the worst of it, but he also got the foul call. He is definitely not afraid to mix it up.
Florida's number 8, Zach Riggett. Last minute of play in the quarter.
I apologize, it's Riget, not Riget. Good save by Vanzella there. Always got to get that emphasis right, Lee.
Yeah, you got to get that little enunciation there.
Schmerman.
Oh, he's got Mello.
Endia. Taken away by Dos Santos.
What a nice little run by NDI there, but he's got to unleash that one time.
Let it rip, right?
Oh,
right
yeah. That's a Hector Marinero special right there. That's in the back of the net.
Double team in the corner, Schmerman. NDI, they steal the ball away. Blast come out with it. Oh, nifty little back heel for NDI. Here's Donatelli. He's got Guernsey on the far post. He's taken out of the play.
That was a great tackle on Guernsey.
Now a foul called on the Blast. Kick in for Florida with 4 seconds left.
Pushing foul on the Blast number 18, Mohamed NDI.
Wow, I can't believe that wasn't called on Guernsey's. He was run straight into the back of the goal.
Time expires in the first quarter. Blast with a 3-1 lead after 1 quarter of play. Take a timeout, come back with second quarter action after the break. You're watching Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep their workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our passion and our specialty for more than 100 years. We help protect Maryland workers because connect with your local agent or visit us online.
Our country has changed over the last 80 years. At Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're not just embracing this change, we're driving it in our own backyard. As a local not-for-profit, we're tackling some of the region's biggest health challenges and making care more accessible for you by providing access to digital tools. transforming healthcare for over 3 million of your neighbors. Forging new paths to live fearless. Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
We're back in here, as you can see down on the field, Paul and Lee. You can see former Baltimore Blast player, former Harrisburg Heat, Val Teixeira down there with his team. That's the U17 national team, or national championship team, 6-0 in the tournament. They're getting honored here on the field, the premier Coppermine team.
Yeah, Val's been coaching those girls for a while. Val's been doing a great job. He's, you know, Val's a good guy. Coached with Val. He helped me out at Loyola for a while as my assistant, and you know, he's been in this community for a long time. So really happy for the girls, really happy for Baltimore soccer. So it's excellent.
Very cool there to see them honored in a full house environment here for Baltimore.
Absolutely.
Wearing their national champion Nike shirts. That's pretty cool.
Val's always stylish, as always.
I was gonna say, Val looks better shape now than he's done in a while. He looks good.
He did. I actually was talking to Val a little bit before we started our broadcast, and had mentioned he's, you know, he looks good.
Looks like he could play.
When you get older, it's an illusion. You know, you just want to make sure you don't have a lot of weight for the bones to carry around.
Glass will start with it here in the second quarter, up 3-1. NDI, Peruzzi, and Dantas with the goals for the Blast in that first quarter. Here we go. Dantas will start it. Dos Santos to the corner. Gonzaga clears to Tavernisi. Little back heel off the boards. Flick to the head of Teixeira, and Thomas forced back into the corner. Good pressure by Teixeira. Thomas runs over him. I guess they're going to call the high arm into the face of Teixeira for the foul here on the Blast.
Pushing foul on the Blast, number 17, Jamie Thomas.
Lucio to trigger in. Quick drive into the box, and Tavernisi kicks that into the crowd.
Ah, great job by Dos Santos.
Tavernisi beside himself with his officiating tonight. He thought it was deflected clearly. He's pretty upset.
What did you think, Andrew?
I actually think he's right on this one. I agree with him, but I did think it was touched, and I thought this should have been a kick for Florida.
Dos Santos down the boards. Tavernisi turns it over. Here's Rayleigh. Flick on for Dos Santos, now Hoxie. Adriano plays it back on the foot of Vanzella. There's Mello now. Peruzzi on the near side. Peruzzi down the wing. Off the boards in front, and nice play by Ruggles defensively to step in. Mello steps on Gonzaga, and the ball trickles down to the Blast side of the field, and Vanzella has it for Baltimore. Just underway second quarter. Blast at 4-4 on the season. Looking to go over the 500 mark for the first time since they were 2-1. Oh, that was close. Like Silva might have picked that up outside the box. Manfoot can't get a foot on it. Vanzella right there for the play. NDI with a good win.
Great job stepping in front of his defender at the last second. That's going to be a good battle. If he can keep his head about him, he's getting under Rugel's skin, and he's doing well against them. Two guys who like to be physical, and I think Nendai is going to win that battle.
We've already seen those two go at it, face to face, chest to chest. Little nifty move by Schmerman here.
Yeah. Welcome to Baltimore.
Monteleras, though, steals and scores. Well, it's a good move until you turn it over, and then Florida makes a pay on the other end, and Monteleras puts it into the back of the net. 3-2, Blast lead with 13:07 left.
Yeah, I think William will probably want this one back. I'd like to take another look at this here.
Tried to spin off the boards. Monteleris makes the steal. Oh, the left foot.
Florida goal scored by number 90, Lucas Monteleras, unassisted. Time of the Tropics goal, 1:53.
It's hard to tell if he toe-balled that one or if he hit it. I wasn't really sure.
Lucas Monteleras.
Monteleris' second goal of the season.
1:53.
Battle in the corner. Thomas knocks it away. Dantas tries to free it. Mello was right there at the top of the box, but the Tropics take it away. Here's Matt Clare. Didn't see much of him in the first quarter. Good tackle by Thomas. But Dos Santos keeps it alive for Florida, and they win possession. Giroux for Monteleras, or excuse me, for Dos Santos, his drive wide. Off the boards and ball driven into the seats by Teixeira.
Jeremy's got some room to run.
Florida makes some changes. Schmerman, far side for Jeremy Raley.
Lee, are you surprised at how many minutes Schmerman's getting here?
No.
First start?
Absolutely not. I think, you know, if your coaching staff feels confident with your ability and you had a good, you know, few days of practice at this level, not surprising at all. Paul got a little text from Robbie Aristodemo. He would like some replays on the goals here.
On the Florida goals, right?
It was great to hear from Robbie. I was hoping to get a chance to see him when I was in Florida last.
Quick turn, blocked by Donatelli.
Of course, Robbie listed as assistant coach of this team. Florida team.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Robbie helps out in the games at home.
Well, let me tell you, Robbie was always a great player, but a really good soccer mind. He was always a student of the game, so that's not a surprise.
That's why he wants to see the replays.
Yes. And he's doing some broadcasting. I think he's broadcasting for the MLS team in Orlando as well, which is nice.
Drive by Ruggles to the far side, off the boards and onto the foot of Gonzaga. Silva now strays across the yellow line. Tavernisi in front. Herrera kicks it off the goal line. Alvis now for Tavernisi.
This is where I think we could get a little bit of advantage. Tavarisi's given away so, and now he won it back, but he's given away so many balls as a forward.
A big save by William on the drive by Ruggles there. Now Vanzella clears. Thomas in the corner, quick shot. Silva brushes that away, quick to here by Donatelli off the post. And ball goes out of play. I think Florida wants a foul. Blast ball, right? Went off of the Tropics.
Yeah, that's just big man hitting a little man. They both, it wasn't dirty.
Now we're gonna get a discussion from the officials. And they're going to change the call.
Wow, that's a call from across the field there, huh?
I thought that was off Florida. I mean, they could have called a foul on NDI.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the call was there. Whatever it was, the official from the far end called it.
So the Tropics have it. Man foot, run off by Raley. NDI to the middle for Dos Santos. Thomas flashes to the midfield. Mello to the corner for NDI.
So it was a kick-in, according to the officials. No foul called on NDI.
Okay.
But, I mean, I thought it was pretty clearly that it was last ball if it was kick-in. But
The official made the steal there. Quick shot by Florida is parried away by Vanzella.
That was almost a beautiful assist by the official.
Ball off the boards and Vanzella right there to make the play. Yeah, if you're the official, you kind of want to stay out of that thing, right?
He played a great ball back to him.
Peruzzi can't get through.
wanted the handball.
Really now on the near side.
Paul, what do you think? It's been probably about a half a dozen times where I feel like the Blast have had really good opportunities to shoot, but I feel like they're overpassing like in and around the box a little bit.
They're trying to make the perfect play?
Yeah, like right there, you know, that was an opportunity to have a good shot where the defender is shielding the ball.
Guernsey with a drive. That's just wide. Rebound saved by Silva.
That is the third. That is the third time we hit the crossbar.
Absolutely right, Lee. Third one. That first one, I still don't understand how I got enough crossbar to bounce back. I mean, it looked at the crossbar, didn't even touch it.
Sports are a game of inches.
Oh, and that's not called. I thought that was going to be a card.
Dantas got taken down from behind and no call.
Wow, I thought he was reaching for the card before he blew the whistle.
I honestly like to take a look at that one. I honestly think the guy, you know, the defender may have gotten the ball on that one.
Florida has it. Ruggles near side for DeRue. Marked by Rayleigh. DeRue can't get an angle to shoot. Comes back for Ruggles now. Here's Matt Clare.
Good job here by Florida keeping possession.
Clare drives it right into the midsection of Juwan Pereira. Pereira goes down, they stop play. And there's a timeout on the floor.
Rarely almost got caught with a bad effort there. I mean, a bad mistake there, letting DeRue come in on his left.
Is this a timeout or not? Is this a media timeout? I guess it is. 8:22 left in the second. Blast lead 3-2. Oh wait, let's stay here for a second. You hear Danny Kelly.
They're starting in, they're staying in.
You hear Danny Kelly yelling at the official, get a hold of the game. Make your decisions. That should have been a media timeout, right?
I have no idea.
They said it was just injury timeout.
But
22, but then I mean, Clay Roberts just walked out on the field.
So here we go. Alvis, Carvalho. So if it was an injury timeout, why did they give the ball back to Florida?
Florida had possession because it came off Pereira's stomach, but I don't know why they stopped it, period.
They really didn't have possession. Here's a goal. Matt Clare puts it into the back of the net, ties the game at 3, his 6th goal of the season. And there's the media timeout, 7:49 left in the second quarter. Florida comes all the way back. Here's a replay of the goal. Comes off the boards in front, pinballs around, and Matt Clare right there for goal number 6 on the year. Timeout on the floor, we'll take 1-2. 7:49 left in the second. We're tied at 3.
Our country has changed over the last 80 years. At Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're not just embracing this change, we're driving it in our own backyard. As a local not-for-profit, we're tackling some of the region's biggest health challenges and making care more accessible for you by providing access to digital tools, transforming healthcare for over 3 million of your neighbors, forging new paths to live fearless. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield.
While science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we get that when you need to see a doctor, you might need to see one today. Or if you need help on the weekend, you'll need an urgent care that's, open weekends. And if you need to stay home, then a video visit might be just what you need. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
No, 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 no.
Jack, can I talk to you? I think you need one of these. You're acting like a kid.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Have a blast and score big at Antwerp Automotive. Jack is saying yes to every deal on all new and pre-owned vehicles. Plus discounts up to $15,000 and no payments for 3 months. Now at all 10 Antwerpen locations.
Jack says yes.
Don't forget about the MASL podcast. It returns for the 2019-2020 season. Join us as we talk to players, officials, and coaches from across the league. Check it out on maslsoccer.com. Blast clear the zone. A good start for the Blast, but give credit to Florida. They come back. 2 goals here. They answer here in the second quarter to tie it at 3.
So just like we talked about at in the break there, I think Danny kind of realized that they're giving too much or too easy of possession to the Tropics there in their defensive half.
There's Daru, tries to the corner. Regettes, runs off Peruzzi for a second, but the Blast win it momentarily. It goes around the turn. NDI here on the near side. Muhammad splits 2 defenders. Nice pass to the far side for Dos Santos, and Adriano with a nice, smart play that'll hold it up, let the Blast change.
And Mo's hurt here as Lucio came across and got him on the shin pretty good. As Mo made that physical run forward.
NDI comes off, and Dantas comes back on for the Blast.
That's one that'll stick with Mo for a while.
Coming out hot for Mello. Mello does well to keep it alive. Guernsey has it taken away. Triple team here by Florida. Man, somebody's got to be open, right? Here's Mello.
They're doing a good job of not letting the player with the ball get his head up to find anybody.
Really now on the near side. Jeremy with a slick little move down the wing. Pulls up.
Nice recovery.
As you mentioned, Lee, Blast with some possession time now.
Yeah, you know, much like I think Florida, the Blast is a bit of a rhythm team as well. They like to keep a lot of possession. I think in this game, getting those type of balls into the forwards.
Oh! Well, there's that all or nothing play, and Dantas took advantage of the bad hop off the corner boards and bicycle kicked one just over the glass. You know, Andrew, you talked about Richard Schmerman and getting time. Of course, Blaster a little short-handed tonight. No Mike Diesel tonight. Mike was in the lineup last time out against Utica, but not in the lineup again tonight.
Scratched after warm-ups against Utica, and then not only him out today, but also Kalu not playing.
2 unbelievable defensive plays by Sherman. Really good. Great block as the player's making the diagonal run in the box, and then blocking one in an empty goal.
Yeah, kept it off the line there on that last shot. Pereira clears, but the Blast pinball it out towards midfield, and Ruggles right there for Florida. All Tropics right now. Oh, quick shot just wide. Pereira's there. Alvis goes all the way around the turn. Just a little deke by Ruggles to get Hoxie off of him. Matt Clare back on the field for Florida. Tavernisi turns. That's deflected by Schmerman. It'll be a restart for Florida. Corner kick here for the Tropics.
We kind of have a saying, like your second touch can't be with your knee or your shoulder or your head. Tavaresi's touch, man, his second touch has been popping up. I mean, his first touch is popping up. His second touch is with a body part, you know, that it shouldn't be. He's got to sharpen up.
Ruggles drive just high over the crossbar. Silva. Thomas can't tackle it away. Ruggles now with some time and space. Picked up by Mello. 4 minutes to play first half.
Silva's very calm with his feet in the back.
Ball here for Clare, but Vanzella steals that away. Here's Mello to the middle. Oh, good touch here for Peruzzi down the wing.
Unfortunate, his touch took him into the boards. He needed to take that touch inside for a shot.
Daniel backs it back out for Adriano Dos Santos. Now,
he's kicking
dangerous play there. Aaron passed for Mello, but the Blast control. Peruzzi, drive. Silva comes over to make that save.
Peruzzi trying to make up for it there.
Yeah, he's kicking himself a little bit. He knew where the touch needed to go. He just tried to take it with the outside of his foot, and it kind of rolled off his foot into the boards.
Well, so he's on the left side. He's a naturally right-footed player, Lee. Would you have liked him to make that first touch with his outside left foot and turn it in, let it come across his body, or should he have used that outside of the near foot?
Honestly, there's no real answer there. Whatever he's most comfortable with. I probably would have taken that one with the outside of my right foot, but some guys would have taken it with their left foot across their body so they can shoot with their right. It's, whatever he's more comfortable with.
Basically, he's just got to make the play no matter what side he's.
Yeah.
There's NDI. Lucio pushes Pereira off the play. Pushing foul called on Lucio, and it'll be a free kick for the Blast. And Juwan Pereira down on the floor again.
I feel like that was up toward the Blast sign, no?
I thought so. Rayleigh's drive goes just over the crossbar.
You got Silva trying to move NDI in front of him, screening him. He shoved him with 2 hands, full body weight, and NDI didn't move. It's a big man to try and move.
NDI goes to the middle, chested away by Daru, into the hands of Hugo Silva. Nearing the 2-minute mark here in the first half. It's a good one. Blast and Tropics tied at 3. Oh, big giveaway. Oh, NDI couldn't control. Silva has struggled with the distribution tonight.
I feel the opposite. I feel like he's had good distribution tonight.
Well,
he's had a couple major gaffes, but overall he's comfortable with the ball at his feet. Maybe sometimes a little bit too comfortable.
Blast chip it to the midfield. Interesting, too comfortable, then all of a sudden.
Right, you try to do a little bit too much. But in general, like, he does a good job handling the ball. I think, like most keepers, I feel like they think they, caught someone right in the face there.
I think that may have been, gentleman there in the first row. You love to see the game from that level, but you got to pay attention.
Yeah.
Sometimes even if you're paying attention, it doesn't matter.
I got to tell you, I miss the glass around the boards.
It changes the game.
It absolutely does.
And that's a defensive clearance, which gives a great opportunity to Florida here. Lucio calls timeout. We'll talk about it here. They can go ahead in the last 2 minutes of play here in the first half.
Now the good news is, gentleman looks like he's doing all right. He's got some glasses issues, it looks like, but facilities coming down, the operations for the arena coming down to take a look at him, but he looks no worse for the wear.
Actually, Heather Kolbus is going to run over, and Blast Athletic Trend is going to go check on the fan.
She's got the cold spray.
Isn't that stuff great?
It actually is pretty good. I know everybody makes fun of it, but it hurts when you get studded.
Look at Heather making the extra effort there.
Looks like
Great
he's
at
got
what she does.
Crossfield.
Got a little nick from his glasses.
Awesome stuff. All right, don't forget, outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL, tune in to Kick This every weekend. Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. Nice job by Heather. She's not only taking care of the Blast players, taking care of the fans as well.
All in a day's work. All in a day's work, my friend.
Here comes Florida now.
I can tell you guys, that wasn't a happy Blast bench. Even 3-3, playing much better than he did the last time they played Florida. Not happy with the defensive clearance, not happy with the overall effort, I think.
They made some mistakes here in the second quarter. They've allowed Florida to get back into this one.
Yeah, there's, to be fair, I think there's just been ebbs and flows to this game. Times when I think the Blast controlled a lot of the first quarter. Second quarter has been going a little bit more back and forth. I'd say a little bit more toward Florida.
You gotta watch Lucio here. He drives and scores. I knew it. I knew it. Lucio takes advantage on the restart and puts Florida on top for the first time tonight. Looked like some miscommunication from the Blast.
Florida goal scored by number 8.
Well, if I can understand what Juwan is looking at, Juwan saying that the whole wall didn't move over on the deke.
Here's the replay. And watch Pereira here. He like splits away.
Yeah, the wall split. So if they all were supposed to shift, obviously they didn't. So the wall split.
If I understand Juwan, that's what he was looking for. He was unhappy with that. So communication error.
Silva clears.
Wow, what a great shot.
Push in the back by Daru. Foul is called. He didn't get away with that one.
Peruzzi's going to come on for the restart.
Do we have a timeout here? Do they have a timeout left?
They do have a timeout. Danny's down off the bench. Is he going to do it?
Wouldn't be surprised to see him call a timeout here, but I know he would leave it up to the boys. If they see something they can take, if not, then they'll call it.
Here's Mello to preside. Timeout.
Timeout Blast.
So if you see there, right, Donatelli is telling, I'm not sure who it was there.
That's Peruzzi.
Peruzzi not to give away probably what they're going to do. So he was kind of like, hey, push out, stay out of there, get out of there. So obviously he knew there was a timeout coming. I don't think Peruzzi knew there was a timeout coming.
Don't forget, the Blast would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter, a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. Blast trailing for the first time tonight, 3 straight goals here in the second quarter. Monteleras, Claire, and Gonzaga for the Tropics, and they have given Florida a 4-3 lead. Blast with the restart here. Looks like a 2-man wall for the Tropics.
Lucio and Joey Tavernisi.
Yeah, Tavernisi, right?
Be interesting to see if they move with the fakes or if they stand static. Seeing what happened to the Blast wall.
Don't you have to go 3-man wall here, Lee? I know the angle's a little off here, but still, it's a lot of room.
It is. I'm sure they'll adjust when the Blast set up, right? So a lot of times now, like Tavernisi will stagger if there's a guy down low. Yes,
Lucio's bringing him in.
Right,
Tavernisi falls off.
Yeah, because you're taking the same passing lane off, but you're deeper, and now you're taking off a shot from down low.
Peruzzi a drive, rebound, score!
That is the accidental goal. Fantastic. I think I don't know how much I don't know how much Adriano saw of that one, but he's in the right place at the right time. Excellent finish. Good.
Time of the goal, 13:55. Here's the replay.
Let's see. Let's take a look here and see if Adriano knew what was happening. Absolutely. Good for Adriano. No, stuck his foot out. Great redirection. Absolutely.
Right place, right time.
Right place, right time. But you know what? He's active. He's aware. If you turn off for a second there, that ball is by you. Absolutely.
So the Blast 18 seconds after the Florida Tropics goal to give them the lead. The Blast answer right back. Pereira heads it away. Regettes. Here's Claire. Oh, nice pass cross field. Shot. Oh, just wide. Carvalho just missed. Here's Dantas on the counter. Vinny down the wing.
Oh.
Good save by Silva.
That was really close to beating him near post.
Blast was a little fortunate there not to get caught on one end, then they come back and have 2 great opportunities on the other.
Steal by the Blast. Here's Donatelli far side. Dantas runs on. 20 seconds left in the half. Pereira now near side. Great end-to-end action here the last 2 minutes. Donatelli now. Dantas to the middle. Stolen away 3-on-2 for Florida. Oh, great step in by Schmerman. Florida steals it back to Shera, and time runs out in the first half. So, nothing settled after one half of play. We're still tied, 4-4 the score between the Blast and Tropics. Lee, a pretty entertaining first half of soccer.
No, I think it's been an excellent game so far, and to be honest, I think 4-4 is probably, you know, a good score, a fair score right about now.
Let's go down to the field. Andrew Primrose standing by with Blast assistant coach David Bascom.
David, you couldn't hear obviously, but Lee, right before we threw to me, said 4-4 is about the score you would expect from a game like this. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, it's especially looking at a field, it's a small field, right? I think one of the biggest things is that we have to be mindful is, staying inside the basic fundamentals of the game. We cannot trade off goals of a good team. And everybody can look and say, yes, the team played last night, right? But that's the biggest issue, so we can't trade off these goals. They will catch their legs. We have to possess the ball. We have to control the ball to control the climate of the game.
Richie Schmerman, a new addition to the team, come on now. He's played a lot of minutes here tonight. What are you seeing from the defender?
He's doing well. He's a simple player. He keeps the game simple. And we can see as games go on, he's going to get used to our climate, used to our rhythm of the game. And, yes, he's a good player. And there's a guy that those are guys we need on the team. Simple, get the job done. And that's going to, just bond with the group and keep a good rhythm.
All right, last question here. You saw the emotions on the bench and the other team chirping back and forth. How do you keep your guys to stay focused in this game, keep them their composure underneath?
Well, that's the key. If we mentally lose our focus and get caught into these little battles, because the game, I'm telling you, it's a mental game. If you can stay focused, it's going to limit your mistakes, and then you'll be fine. We don't have time for that. The fans come to watch a good game. We need you focusing on the game. You get fouled, you get up, and you keep moving.
All right, fantastic. Good luck in the second half. Thanks for talking.
All right, thanks. Yeah.
That's David Bascom, the assistant coach of the Baltimore Blast. If you want to learn from the pros, both on and off the field, check out David's Football Leadership Academy. Go to bflacademy19@gmail.com. Email him, ask him for more information about turning your youngster into a professional on and off the field. Time out on the floor for halftime. We'll come back after the break. Blast and Tropics are tied at 4. Back with more on NBC Sports Washington.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep their workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our passion and our specialty for more than 100 years. We help protect Maryland workers because connect with your local agent or visit us online.
While science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we get that when you need to see a doctor, you might need to see one today. Or if you need help on the weekend, you'll need an urgent care that's, open weekends. And if you need to stay home, then a video visit might be just what you need. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Our country has changed over the last 80 years. At Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're not just embracing this change, we're driving it in our own backyard. As a local not-for-profit, we're tackling some of the region's biggest health challenges and making care more accessible for you by providing access to digital tools, transforming healthcare for over 3 million of your neighbors, forging new paths to live fearless. Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Welcome back to CQ Arena. The Blast and Tropics tied at 4 at the half. Mohamed Ndiaye got the Blast on the board, 2:54 into the game. Blast controlled the first quarter of play, led 3-1 after one quarter. Ndiaye, Peruzzi, and Dantas with the goals. But Florida came roaring back in that second quarter. Goals at 1:53, 7-11, and 13:37. Monteleris at 1:53, Matt Clare at 7-11, then Lucio Gonzaga. A restart goal gave Florida their first lead of the game. 18 seconds later, though, a restart goal. Peruzzi with a ball off the boards, Adriano Dos Santos, a great redirect into the back of the net. And the Blast and Tropics tied at 4. Lee, we're talking off camera that this is just an entertaining game, back and forth. Two real good teams going at it right now.
Yeah, I think what you kind of would expect is the first quarter, the Blast had a majority of that play and kind of got on top of Florida until they got their legs a little bit. But I think Dave is right. So when David's saying you can't trade goals with teams like this, with quality teams, you look at two of the three goals were defensive mistakes, right? So you have one where you have a substitution change, you get caught on a bad change, they punish you, and then you don't make them earn a goal on a set piece. The wall breaks, whatever happened there, that you've got to make them score a better goal than that.
Well, it's Star Wars night here at CQ Arena. Great atmosphere, great crowd here. It's halftime, great game on the field as well. We're tied at 4. Back with more after the break. You're watching Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep their workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our passion and our specialty for more than 100 years. We help protect Maryland workers because connect with your local agent or visit us online.
While science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we get that when you need to see a doctor, you might need to see one today. Or if you need help on the weekend, you'll need an urgent care that's, open weekends. And if you need to stay home, then a video visit might be just what you need. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Our country has changed over the last 80 years. At Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're not just embracing this change, we're driving it in our own backyard. As a local not-for-profit, we're tackling some of the region's biggest health challenges and making care more accessible for you by providing access to digital tools, transforming healthcare for over 3 million of your neighbors, forging new paths to live fearless. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield.
All right, welcome back to CQ Arena. The Blast and Tropics are tied at 4. Entertaining first half of soccer. Should be a good second half as well.
Paul, I'm down here with the coach, and Coach, interesting first half there, back and forth battle. What did you see from your team in the first half?
Yeah, it's a great night. It's a great crowd. You know, we just said to ourselves, look, it's going to be a tough first quarter, so let's just weather the storm and try to find the rhythm that we were looking to get into. We did that in the second quarter, and not surprised that we go into halftime tied, both teams scoring on a set piece to be there.
Game got a little chippy in the second quarter. What did you talk to you guys about in the locker room?
Yeah, keep fighting. It's a good game. There's a good, everybody's a seasoned player here, so it's always going to be chippy. It's a playoff atmosphere, and so let's play in it.
All right, fantastic. Good luck. Thanks for talking with us.
There you go. Thanks to Clay Roberts. His team ready to go here in the second half. See some of the highlights from that first half. Blast had control, but then Florida comes storming back in the second quarter. Lucas Monteleras with the steal here, and then the left-footed drive past Van Zella to get the Tropics within 1. Tropics kept coming after that. Great ball here across the box. It kind of pinballs around and right onto the foot of Matt Clare. His 6th goal of the season tied the game at 3. And a couple set pieces here at the end of the second quarter. First off for Florida, Lucio, as the wall splits, Lucio takes advantage to make it 4-3, but give credit to the Blast 18 seconds later, and give credit to Adriano Dos Santos for being alert here.
Absolutely, staying alive. I like this. They're getting the defenders to shift. You know, follows the ball, good reactions, ends up in the back of the net.
What a weapon that Daniel Peruzzi is on those set pieces.
He can hit it, man. That was, you know, the keeper was just watching that one, hoping it went wide.
All right, Florida will start things here in the third quarter. Tavernisi chases to the corner, and Dos Santos deflects that over the board. So they're going to say, Adriano thought it was off of Tavernisi. They're going to say corner kick. I don't even know what to think of that. I thought it was for sure off of Dos Santos.
Yeah, I mean, that's so difficult to see from this angle.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paul, except for Adriano's reaction. It was pretty earnest that he thought he clearly had that.
Maybe he was just trying to buy a call there.
It's good acting if it was.
I was going to say, I don't know if any player is earnest when they're on the field.
Another ball off the official in the favor of the Blast here, so we're tied at 1 in that category.
Yeah. Assist either way.
And Donatelli plays back for Dos Santos. Mello for Dantas. Back for Mello, off the boards in front, Donatelli! Oh, he just goes wide, he mishit it, and then it hit off the post.
How did they get that much spin on it?
That is possibly the 4th one off the post or crossbar, but I like that play. Now that's the 2nd time we've got an excellent opportunity getting the ball into the post forward and then rolling it in and playing it out wide and spinning off the boards.
The best part about that play was the speed that Dantas used to get it off the boards so that Donatelli would have a play forward in the box. A lot of times you'll see guys play it too hot off the boards.
Yeah, they're just smashing it.
That ball carried across the entire length of the goal with that much spin. It's crazy.
Blast will possession again. Here's Pereira far side. Dos Santos goes around Carvalho. Shot blocked by Tavernisi and good clear. Tropics come out with it. Ball played ahead and a very late whistle here. Foul called on the Blast.
And that's called by the far official and not the official that was 2 feet away.
So Tropics have possession. Matt Clare here on the near side, marked by Rayleigh. Far side for Alves. Now Daru. Dos Santos bodies his man into the boards. Regettes. Guernsey up ahead, but Ruggles runs in front of him. Oh, bad pass off the boards.
Pass.
Oh, NDI available in front. They couldn't find him. And now Guernsey resets the offense.
It'd have been nice to capitalize. That's a real, I don't know what Ruggles was thinking there.
I really like the hustle there by Guernsey, getting one of his few shifts here tonight, and ran that all the way down, forced that play from Ruggles.
NDI in the far corner. Schmerman to drive. That goes just wide. Blast have come out here and taken control here the first few minutes of the third quarter.
Conscious effort here to get it to the forwards and get around them, huh? It's been at least 3 or 4 times we've seen the ball down low to the forward who's taking his touch inside with somebody coming around.
Schmerman plays it back now for Mello. Dantas rotates over. Marked by Alvis. Dantas turns, good block there. Blast continue to probe. Thomas with it. There's Mello. Dantas top of the box, leaves it for Mello. Shot that's blocked, good block again. Nice job by the Tropics. Here they come, Drew, 1-on-2. Drew runs into a heap of 3 Blast players, and Drew's down, and they'll stop play. Rubbing the back of his head.
It's a great run from Mello. I would have loved to seen him hit that with his left foot. I know that he's got a great toe poke, but I feel like he could have had a much better angle if he would have struck that with his left foot.
Goalkeeper distribution for the Blast. William goes short. Dos Santos back for Vanzella. Peruzzi on the far side, he gets taken down. They blow the whistle and the foul on Monteleras.
Giving foul on Florida's number 90, Lucas Monteleras. Free kick Blast.
Dos Santos to the corner for Dantas. Back heel in front. Donatelli couldn't get there, and Silva makes the play.
That's okay. I like what the Blast is doing. They've been getting some good opportunities. They've been causing some problems in the back, running off the target forward like that.
Ruggles. Manfoot on the far side.
I think they need to put a little bit more pressure on the defenders. There's too much time here for them to distribute.
Used to seeing the Blast go high pressure. We haven't seen that here tonight. Ball goes over the top. Dos Santos wins it. Flicks it out along the boards. Kept in by Alvis. A nice play there for Florida to win the possession.
Not only kept it in, somehow avoided injury as his foot went over the boards there. Real dangerous play from him. Lucked out that he didn't get hurt.
Well, it was going to be Florida ball anyway if it went out of play.
Pushing foul on Florida's number 27, Joey Tamarisi. Free kick Blast.
Free kick here in their own end for the Blast. Dos Santos will take it.
Thank God Adriano read that move before Tavarese even tried it.
Chip to the midfield, stolen away. Tavernisi pulls Vanzella down, no call. Now his shot goes just wide.
I'm not sure what what the screaming is about. He's got to get that ball.
I mean, 99 times out of 100, if there's any contact at all with the keeper, they blow the whistle.
Yes, but you can use your hands. You have to either punch that out or catch it.
I don't think he thought Tavernisi was going to contest it as much as he did.
I just think that the forward has a right to the ball as much as the goalkeeper does.
Yeah, I think William thought that was just going to be an easy one.
Yeah, I agree.
Hoxie pulled down. Guernsey with a follow. Guernsey's pulled down, and they call the foul finally.
Peruzzi's going to come on for the restart. Schmerman and Donatelli. It's a dangerous, kind of the mirror image of the restart they had to end the first half. Peruzzi's lurking.
I just let him crush this. Ball off the boards by Mello. Blast pressure and get the turnover, and it's a defensive clearance. Top of the arc restart for the Blast.
I like the variation of that one with Peruzzi coming around. Everybody thinks he's going to shoot. It was a really good ball off the boards. It just didn't fall.
It's kind of the near side board of the version of the play with the far side, Adriano.
Absolutely. Now it's a good play.
Peruzzi fans out to the far side now. Dantas presides here.
Donatelli's got a short angle.
Oh, couple of balls wide. Peruzzi keeps it alive. Daniel still has it, taken down, no call.
That's got to be a foul. How is that not a foul? How was that not a foul at the top of the box?
Well, and then
Daru was completely beaten, so he's doing what he should do, which is kind of inch along the ground, but he kind of inches and falls right into the player's feet. Like, that is just an obvious foul. And it's not only a foul, it's a foul inside the arc.
Well, and then here on the other end, Lee, how does the player falls down behind the ball, the Blast have clear possession, driving towards it, and they stop it?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the directive that they received from the officiating crew, but once again, it's not an injury to the head. It's not something where you're like, okay, this is a serious injury, we have to stop this. The play has to continue there.
I mean, it has to. The Blast had a clear advantage.
This is, this is not a U10 game.
Yeah, we don't stop. I mean,
well, there you go. The quote of the night from Lee Chantarette. This is not a U10 game. Oh, chance in front. And Thomas shoots it just wide. Steal by Dos Santos. Good touch to Donatelli. Back for Dos Santos. He had Thomas wide open in the box.
Yeah, Tony's got to be more selfish there. He's got to shoot that one. Tony has got to hit that ball. But once again, getting a lot of productivity, a lot of dangerous opportunities with that ball down low. They can't handle the Blast forwards.
Oh, great ball by Dantas. 2-on-1. Thomas, back shot, goal! 1-2-1. Pereira puts the Blast on top.
That was coming, right? So the Blast had them under pressure for probably the last 3 or 4 minutes. That opportunity was coming.
Juan Pereira picks up the goal, his 6th goal of the season. And the Blast are back on top 5-4. Time of the goal, 5:56.
Goes very unnoticed, but Thomas, very nice composure not to shoot that and to have the composure to play that back post.
it's funny, you saw Donatelli got to be more selfish there, and then you say on the other end, kind of works out, right?
No, that's a completely different situation. Tony was in, Tony's in the best angle to shoot there, and, the other guy's having a tap-in back post.
Well,
completely different situations.
And he won't get credit here for a point, but how about the pass from Vinny Dantas out of the midfield that set that whole thing up? Beautiful pass out of the midfield.
Now, Vinny's had a much more impactful third quarter than he did in the first half.
Oxy loses the possession. Raley battles. Manfoot takes it away. Foul called on Raley. See what Florida can do now to respond. Neither team with more than a 2-goal lead in this game. Lucio can score from anywhere. Alves a drive, it's just wide. Manfoot to the box, that's cleared away. Good step in by Raley. Steal by the Blast. Guernsey with some good defensive work there.
Great job maintaining possession there from Guernsey. Met the much bigger Ruggles and maintained his footing.
Guernsey's done very well of giving the Blast some energy, creating off his movement, his hustle.
Ndiaye gets pushed off the ball by Alves. Makes the steal though. Pereira. Run off, nice defensive play by the Tropics.
Guernsey again.
Alves 3 lines. Yeah, that's a mistake by Florida.
Guernsey's causing some problems with his work rate.
Work rate is the word, as he's just flying around. Freshly shorn Sam Guernsey. Baby face.
Restart at the red line for the Blast. Back heel, Dantas a drive, and somehow Silva got a piece of that.
What a great save. Great shot, and what a great save. Wow.
It's a long distance to travel for a guy that big.
Yeah, and how strong was his arm there to keep that out.
Yeah, right. A mini shot.
Oh, William gives it away. Ruggles now a chance. Turns to the middle and off the boards in front. Vanzella is able to gather it up.
That's a bad turnover by William.
Dos Santos puts on the brakes. Oh, good ball here for Pereira with some room.
Donatelli on the far post of his season.
Quick shot blocked away.
Saw him a little late.
Dos Santos now on Ruggles. He'll back it out and reset. Here's Hoxie. He's been quiet tonight. Mello off the boards. Hoxie in front, couldn't get a foot on it. Great ball there by Mello.
That's got to be 6, 8 times that play has worked in this quarter.
What's been interesting, Paul, you mentioned Hoxie, a little quiet half. It's interesting, probably one of the few times so far this season in his career he's matched up with a player that's taller than him. Alves has got him by an inch or two.
Try for Hoxie again. Alves gets pushed in the back by Hoxie, and ball caroms off of Donatelli's head. Blast keep it alive. Good work right by Mello. Here's Thomas. Oh, Donatelli wide open again, and nobody saw him.
Yeah, that's twice. That's twice Tony's been in an excellent position that they haven't been able to find him.
Blast with fresh legs on the field. Mello controls, now Schmerman. Looks for NDI, it's deflected, and Florida takes it away.
I like that pass idea from Schmerman though. Good awareness, trying to work it across, just got to make it through.
Silva to the corner. Riget, marked by Schmerman. Now the Tropics will possess. Montalere swings it around for Claire. Claire to the far side. DeRue can't get ahead on it. Peruzzi battles. Riget goes down and DeRue jumps on. Quick touch by Riget, but
I think Peruzzi needs a sub here. He's kind of winded. He got caught twice on the defensive end.
Vanzella tries for NDI. Claire heads it forward. It's Riget again, but Williams right there to make the play.
I would like William to look up quickly sometimes. I understand that they like to keep possession and they like to hold it, but
sometimes there's things available up front.
Yeah, you have a one-on-one and they're not recovering quick enough. I think it could cause some problems.
Dos Santos stripped. Monteleras goes down in the foul call.
Some choice words by Adriano there, I'm sure.
I don't even know some of those words.
That's the point.
I think they were English too.
Good ball by Lucio to the near side. DeRue now, drive, parried away by Vanzella.
Guernsey's got to realize he's left-footed and cut that left-footed shot off. Those little mistakes can haunt you from a player like that.
Now Blast with some pressure. Florida beats it. Lucio cross field. Here's Teixeira now. Dos Santos marked by Rayleigh. 3:35 left in the third. Blast, the only goal of the third quarter. Manfoot on Pereira. Jawan blocks that. Manfoot off the boards in front. Nice step in by Guernsey. It's still loose. Lucio plays it back. Shot. That's blocked away.
Block.
Monteleros a drive. Did William get a piece of that?
Yeah, William definitely got a piece of that, but what a block by Guernsey. Oh, Guernsey, you can't sub here. I know he's tired.
I think he might have been injured from that barrel roll.
Drive here. Blast gonna break as it's put into the crowd. And it'll be a goalkeeper distribution for William Vanzella. Timeout on the floor. We'll take 1-2. 3:06 left in the third. Blast 5.
While science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we get that when you need to see a doctor, you might need to see one today. Or if you need help on the weekend, you'll need an urgent care that's, open weekends. And if you need to stay home, then a video visit might be just what you need. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep their workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our passion and our specialty for more than 100 years. We help protect Maryland workers because connect with your local agent or visit us online.
3:06 left and a great one. The Blast leading 5-4. And tough time out here for the Blast as Danny Kelly has really been animated, probably more so than any home game so far this year, letting his team know, even with the lead, he's not happy with the way that they're playing. And Adriano Dos Santos picked up his 3rd foul there. It's interesting to keep an eye on here, because he's not on the field to start this 3rd quarter.
4 fouls and a half is a blue card, so we'll keep our eyes on that as we get closer, or actually through this second half, a whole 4th quarter to play. Quick ball here, Thomas with some space. Thomas goes around the double team, good ball for Donatelli. Tony with a shot, right on, but right at Silva, who makes an easy save there for Florida.
So Lee, as a coach, you know you're in a situation like that. Adriano, a valuable player, already defensively short. Do you try and play him now and see if you get it now and not in the 4th quarter, or do you sit him until crunch time?
There you go, good idea, good thought.
I think Danny would trust him enough to know, you know, he's got 3 fouls on him or 4 fouls on him, and you know, not to get the 5th one. I don't know. It all depends on, I guess, how Danny feels.
Another block by the Blast. Monteleras has it now.
I mean, I always knew, as much of a lunatic as I was, I got a hell of a lot less blue cards and silly fouls in the playoffs and meaningful minutes than I did early in games.
You got to know the situation as a player, right?
Absolutely. And listen, at the end of the day, you've got to trust your players that they put the team before themselves.
Really chips upfield right in front of the yellow line. Hoxie,
great job by Rayleigh.
Peruzzi, and goes wide. That was a great job by Rayleigh, because that's a tough situation trying not to make it 3 lines.
Well, what happened was the Blast thought that was going to be a goalie restart. William thought he was going to get the ball, and the referee placed the ball down, said it was outside the flag, and Rayleigh was coming off the substitution, so he was in field when the ball was placed down.
Good block by the Blast, and Marco Nascimento, his first shift of the night for the Blast. First action of the season for Marco.
How about him coming back from an injury, rehabbing, you know, him and Peruzzi, long time coming back from their knee injuries, and glad to see him back out there.
Hoxie sticks the foot in on Ruggles, and Vanzella has it. Quick distribution to the corner for Pereira. Claire plays it off, but right to Peruzzi, a drive, it's a goal! Off of the Tropics and in, and the Blast take a 2-goal lead.
Now, I know it wasn't designed that way, but it was a quick distribution, right? It's a quick distribution. Even though Pereira and William weren't connected on where they were going to go, it really is difficult for the defending team to work back like that.
Time to goal 13:34. Daniel Peruzzi, we'll see. They could go a couple ways here. It went off the Florida defender. So we'll see if Pereira gets the assist or not. But we'll see. They do give Pereira the assist for Jawan, assist number 8 of the season. That's a big goal in a close game at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Absolutely.
Well, off of Florida. Good job again by Vanzella to keep it inside of 3 lines. Blast with possession, and Florida with the pressure, but NDI has it in the corner now.
I tell you, David's description of Shermer here has been spot on. He does a lot of things very simply and very effectively.
I wanted to ask you about that, Lee.
That was
I mean,
perfect.
simple seems like maybe a slight a little bit, but it's not, right? It's
no. Listen, you got to know who you are as a player, what your capabilities are, and and you work from there. I think too often players don't actually understand what their own capabilities are, what their own strengths and weaknesses are.
I agree with you. I think David meant that in the best way possible. I think he meant he was just a competent, solid defender in this league and exactly what the Blast needed, especially now with Adriano stuck with 3 fouls.
I mean, you look at him, his passing percentage has got to be in the upper 80s and 90s.
Alvis with the drive, comes off the boards hot. Melo runs it down. 5 seconds to go. Melo ragging time along the boards. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Smart play by Melo to kill the quarter. The Blast, a late goal by Peruzzi, and they take a 2-goal lead into the fourth quarter. Blast 6 and the Tropics 4. Back with fourth quarter action after the break. You're watching Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington. OT. Yeah, they kicked the field goal with like 8 seconds left.
Wow.
Houston went for it on 4th and 1 at the Buffalo 30 with like a minute left, and they didn't make it.
Up 3. Ooh.
You would think you'd kick a field goal there, right?
One would think. You got to take the points, because then the other team's got to come down and score a touchdown, and they haven't scored any points in quarter and a half.
However, it's 4th and 1, and if you miss the field goal, you give them the ball 7 yards further ahead.
Fourth
if
and
you miss
one,
it.
dude.
I know it's 4th and 1, and they snuck it with Watson and they didn't get it.
I just think you got to go with your. I don't know.
So is game over?
No, OT.
Overtime.
OT.
19-19 overtime. Hey, can you bring us back in the fourth quarter, Andrew?
Gotcha.
Hey, Steve. You saw what I saw, right? Did you see what I see?
Am I blind?
You chose it to start our fourth quarter. You texted in Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
All right, we're back here to start the fourth quarter. Now 6-4 the Blast. The shot advantage kind of startling there as you see 17-9 leading into the fourth quarter. The Blast have the lead and they'll have the ball to kick it off.
Actually, Andrew, that was the shots in the first half. Interesting to see what the updated shots are after that third quarter, because the Blast kind of dominated that third quarter of play. See what Florida has, if they can answer here in the fourth. Ruggles with a nifty play around Rayleigh, and Pereira batted around by Van Zella, and he gathers it in.
Pereira has an excellent engine. I mean, he is up and down the field for someone as talented individually as he is.
Ball headed out by Florida, so a corner kick here for the Blast. Good opportunity here for Baltimore.
Oh, Rarely's open over the top here. Can he give it to him?
Instead they go for Nascimento.
Marco's getting the playing time, filling that shift for Adriano. Still sitting on the bench.
It's interesting because I was watching Marco every time out, kind of warming up and running in the field, trying to keep himself loose, not knowing when he was going to get to play, and he finally does. Boy, talk about that forever, right? Players understanding that they're going to have a role at some point and they have to keep themselves ready to play.
Yep. I mean, look at, you know, as a younger player, the moments you get, you have to be effective. That's how you get more moments.
I mean, how many young players kind of mope and sob and, you know, don't think about just being ready to play when you get your chance.
Well, then how about coming back from injury, getting that chance, and then doing it in a pressure-filled game when you're 4-4, you know, record's 4-4 against one of the better teams in the league, the one-goal lead.
Manfoot drives it into the netting, so it'll be a goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella. Having an issue getting the ball back in play. Finally, Vanzella has it in his hands. Finally, he distributes it down the field. I don't know about you, Lee, but it would be very rare for me to play it in my own side if I'm goalkeeper and I'm distributing in this arena.
Yeah, I mean, look at if the team is stepping up, it's difficult.
You just throw it down the field, right?
Yeah, such a small field. It's great for a forward. You know, you're taking it off the boards. You're getting a lot of action as a forward here. Wow.
Shot total 22-16 in favor of Florida after 3 quarters of play.
It's a little bit surprising. I thought the Blast would be up with shots.
So 6-5 in that third quarter then. On that holds.
Hoxie challenges Claire, foul called on Hoxie. 10 fouls on the Blast, 9 on Florida. 11 saves for Vanzella. Two-man wall. Manteleros drives it right into the wall, and now
nobody moved that time.
Yeah, well.
Well, and it was funny because you say that, Lee, there was a little bit of a gap there between them, and I think he thought he could drive it through there.
Well, he's lucky he got the ball back because usually when you do that, you don't get it back. Claire with a drive, and right there for the save or the stop is Vanzella.
Mendi's back on.
Heaves it down the field. Good read by NDI on that, clear by Manteleros, but Tropics able to clear. Carvalho clears. He has been quiet tonight.
Manfoot unmarked on the back. Pass found him, but unfortunately it was a little too late for Florida.
Alvis with a drive wide. Guernsey into the Florida defensive side, and Blast will regroup. Up 2, just playing this, making the safe play there.
Yeah, at this point, you know, not making any silly mistakes. I like that the fact that they're error on the side of caution with their defensive shape. So they're not, you know, they're not gambling on the wrong side of the defenders here. I mean, the offensive players.
Lucio down the wing, his shot blocked by Schmerman. Right there again, right? He's kind of making a block there in good defensive position.
Do you have the individual stats?
Do not have individuals. Blast as a team has 7 or 8 blocks now, if they credit him there with a block.
I was going to say, John Mello has 4 or 5 of those.
Lucio, ball deflected. Should be a corner kick, right? And that's the one thing teams have to learn when they come into this arena. Because of the smaller size, you can block shots. If you're willing to give yourself up and get in the lanes, you can block shots, and it makes it harder to score.
I think that goes without saying in any arena, really.
I mean, yeah.
You might get more opportunities here,
but just because you don't have to cover as much ground.
Yes, like I said, you get more opportunities for sure.
You know, in those wider arenas, you know, you can still have really good scoring opportunities from those angles because the goal is so big.
That's true.
Carvalho back on the field. Silva waves his teammates forward.
We're seeing cross midfield now in the fourth quarter.
Ruggles down the wing, shoots.
Oh.
Wow.
His hand was down by his side.
Good ball. Dantas drives, Silva the save.
Another fantastic save.
Vinny with a drive.
Jamie Thomas with a block.
Jamie, what a block that was.
Yeah, off of Thomas, and Dantas is slowed.
I think he got a little bit of a knee in the buttocks.
Carvalho just unloading on the officials right now. Silva got up after that save, and his first reaction was to scream at the officials. They're not happy with the officiating tonight here in Baltimore.
Good steal by Oxy.
Alvis,
nice defensive play, and then Peruzzi runs on, but he can't get a good clean look at it. Out come the Tropics.
What an opportunity for Peruzzi.
Tavernisi drilled in the midsection with that shot. That's a tough way to go running through the box there, Lee.
What was that?
That's a tough way to go running through the box there.
That's in the job description.
Oh, great ball here for Claire. His drive goes wide. The Manfoot runs it down on the near side. Round the turn. Good settle by Claire. It's just wide.
Peruzzi got caught not looking over his shoulder there.
Schmerman's got some gas issues right now. He's getting caught flat-footed a couple times now.
Under 10 to play.
He's put a lot of minutes in tonight.
Blast lead up by 2. Florida has been close on a couple of occasions. They've just missed it wide. Vanzella with the save. Directs traffic and then heaves one down for NDI. Header to the middle, eludes Thomas. Claire runs him off and then sweeps it near side to Shera. Marked by Nascimento, gives it away. Thomas clears, heads up play there by the Blast. Blast playing real good team defense right now.
Yeah, they've been playing a little bit too much defense. I would like them to get a hold of the ball.
There's a goal. Just like that, Reguette scores. He scored the first goal of the game for Florida, scores here to bring them within 6-5.
Yeah, you kind of, the momentum was shifting there the last 3 or 4 minutes. The Blast winning the ball in transition and then turning it over, winning the ball in transition and turning it over. And at the end of the day, you can only do that so many times without it catching you.
Carvalho will get the assist here.
Adriano still out. Schmerman playing a ton of minutes right now. He thought he was getting a break and just had to come back out onto the field.
Quick shot by Peruzzi, saved by Silva. Manfoot with a quick distribution on the far side. Marked by Donatelli. Alvis now here on the near side. Picked up by Peruzzi. Ruggles.
They're sitting back again too much. They're giving Florida way too much time on the ball.
Back heel by Dos Santos. Alvis through the box. Mello with the steal. Blast in the midst of a change.
That was a sloppy one.
And Manzella pops it up into the air, right to Ruggles. Good distribution to the corner. Manfoot blocked away. And what's the call here? Goalkeeper distribution for the Blast.
Excellent pressure here by Florida. If I were the Blast, I would get one of my forwards up really high, put it into a corner, have them hold it up. Because right now, listen, Florida's got the energy. They're doing a really good job pressing, and they're winning a lot of balls. So a little bit of movement, and you're forward up top.
Manzella rifles it to Hoxie, settles it, but Florida wins it. Guernsey through 2 defenders. Hoxie can't win the ball. Tavernisi on it.
Hoxie's been a step slow tonight.
Guernsey, on the other hand, has not been, Lee, huh?
No, he's creating a lot of problems with his work rate for sure.
Ruggles deflects it into the crowd.
That'll be the official timeout.
Timeout on the floor will take 1-2. 7:50 left in the fourth. Blast lead the Tropics 6-5. Back with more on NBC Sports Washington.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win. Win.
What are we waiting for? No one comes into our house and pushes us around.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Campbell.
Uh-huh.
What kind of power you got?
Oh, man, you know I got some soul power.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
This could be be the greatest night of our lives.
We shut them down because we can.
They don't know your heart.
On this team, we fight for that edge.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Let's go.
And we're back here, 7:50 left in the fourth quarter, one-score game, and man, this place is ramped up, isn't it, Paul?
Oh, no doubt. A great atmosphere tonight. Blast trigger it in. Florida looking for the equalizer.
Second sellout crowd here in Baltimore so far this year.
Tropics controlled to Shera, far side. Monteleris. Manfoot gets a step. Drives blocked by Thomas. Manfoot runs through and is able to get it back for Silva. Around the turn for Tavernisi. Monteleris with a drive. Manfoot with the stop. Plays it back to Shera, drive. That goes wide. Blast keeping everything to the outside right now. Thomas spins, gets pulled down, and they call the foul. Well, Tavernisi pleading his case with the official.
As he has most of tonight.
Schmerman for Manzella, and William just blasts one into the crowd.
It's too many giveaways here in this fourth quarter. I mean, the Blast has done a really good job in defending and winning the ball in transition and then turning it over just way too easy.
Florida keeps coming. We'll see. They keep the pressure on and get that equalizer.
That was three. And it was called. Good job by the officials there. That was barely over, but that was a three-line pass.
Alves is like, how can I kick the ball that low and go 3 lines?
Worm burger.
I didn't even think that was possible.
It barely was. I mean, he never got more than 6 inches off the ground, but so the Blast luck out.
Mello tries far post for Dantas, that blocked away. Tropics will pressure again. Great ball for Dantas. Vinny works on Alves, goes down the wing, puts it off the boards in front. Schmerman settles, shoots, and scores! That ball went in. That ball absolutely went in. Unbelievable. Referee did not signal a goal. Lee, the ball went in.
I'm not sure. Oh my God, if it didn't, it was
Riget.
I don't know if it could have been any closer.
Riget off the post.
Wow.
I mean,
I see that on the
I had a great angle I got a great angle where I'm sitting or when I'm standing right now, and you know, I obviously called it because swore that ball went through. Play on.
They've got numbers here. They've got a 3v2 here. Can he get back post?
Tried, blocked by Ruggles, and Donatelli runs on. Love to see a replay of that.
Yeah. I think it stayed out. I honestly do.
Last regroup. Now they have some possession time.
Either way, not called. No replay in regular season in MASL. No VAR options. So doesn't matter. Not called. Didn't happen.
That's right. He did not score.
And of course, we saw that the other end was that last season, where the Blast clearly the recipients of a goal that went hit the net and was in hard, easy goal and not called. And the Blast benefited from that. So
this is a great stint of possession here for the Blast to calm it down and to get the rhythm back.
Yeah, about a minute of possession time here.
Fantastic. They're just working them around.
I think this is what makes the Blast such a good team. As I say that, they give it away.
Yeah, once again, William out of the back.
Quick turn, high off the glass. Dos Santos.
Nascimento with a mental mistake. And we might want to not leave Matt Clare wide open. It's the third time he's had an open shot from that left side.
Great chance
he's not
here.
Missed too many times.
Remember last time we had a restart, the wall split, and Lucio scored. We'll see if Florida takes a timeout.
They only have one left.
They don't. They go quickly. Quick shot, that's blocked.
Great block by William.
Kick in for Florida.
Hands Radiology is proud to be the official medical imaging provider of the blast. From unique fast action results.
Teixeira runs on.
At Advanced Radiology. Visit advancedradiology.com for a location.
Manfoot now near side. 4:30 left. Blast protecting a 1-goal lead, near steal by Mello, but instead, chance for Florida. Vanzella blocks that. Mello clears up the boards. Thomas run into by Manfoot. Thomas still has it.
I'm surprised they didn't blow the whistle there. He's on the ground, playing the ball when he's on the ground.
That's supposed to be illegal, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Drop ball now. Ball bounces around and Florida controls. Dos Santos loses the handle.
Great ball, great vision by Mello to get that out.
NDI flicks it forward. Oh, good ball to get it through. Here's Schmerman again. Richard to the middle. Cuts it and can't find NDI. It goes out of play. It'll be a kick in for Florida outside the red flag, so a kick in instead of a goalkeeper distribution.
It's funny. Schmerman, we talked about being the only natural lefty on the team. He got the ball on the right foot and tried to work it back to the inside foot.
Steal by Clare. Cross for Manfoot, and Vanzella comes across to make the play.
Very fortunate there. They got caught on the 2-on-1. Good pass. Manfoot just really did not do a good job of striking that one.
NDI with a nice header for Nascimento. They couldn't connect. Now, Clare with the rebound and the goal. Just like that, we're tied. Matt Clare puts it into the back of the net, and it's 6-6.
It had been coming, left open too many times. Guy's a goal scoring pedigree.
Time of the goal, 11:27. Here's the replay.
Actually, he gets really fortunate here. He kind of donkeys the actual shot.
Yep.
There's a bit of a donkey touch with the shot, but it comes off the glass right back to him.
Assist to number 9. Correction. Assist to number 7, Victor Perez.
Perez gets the assist, but shouldn't Clare get the goal and the assist?
You would think.
Well, here we go, all brand new, tied at 6. That's 3 lines.
Does DK take a timeout here? Got a lot of time left. 3:21.
It's a lot of time. You got to be prepared if you have to go 6 to the attacker here if they scored.
3-line violation. Florida free kick blast.
Peruzzi out here on the left side. He's got a lot of space. Gonzaga looking at him now.
Try by Schmerman again. That's blocked. I still say that Schmerman ball went in.
I would love to, it was ridiculously close. I would love to see the replay there.
We'll wait to hear. I think production will have that the next stoppage we get.
Correction on the assist on Florida's last goal.
All right, here's Mello. Free kick for the Blast.
Number 5, Lucas Teixeira with the assist.
Donatelli's shot gets blocked, deflected. Good ball by Lucio. Carvalho in front, and Vanzella the save off of Ruggles.
And they've actually just amended the assist there. They've taken it away from Pereira and awarded it to Teixeira on the last goal.
Juan Pereira carrying the mail. Back for Nascimento. I mean, you kind of, when do you bring Adriano Dos Santos back in? Or do you?
I don't know if you can now, because if there's a foul, now you're in a penalty situation.
Yeah, but he's a key player on your team.
But I mean, you can't risk. I mean, he disagrees vociferously with one of the fouls that are called. You can't risk that.
Ruggles heads away the distribution, and now Silva's turn.
Hoxie's got to put a touch on that ball.
2:25 left. Ball goes all the way to the box. Deflected back out by the Blast.
Lee, I heard you hiss there. Did you think that Williams should have come out and got that?
No, I just thought it was a bad bounce.
Oxy can't get through 2 defenders. Peruzzi tries to run off Ruggles, but he's got a lot of assistance there, and Florida will possess. Good ball by Silva, but it's taken away by Nascimento. Marco gets run into by Alves, goes down the wing. William gets a hand on it. Mello clears. Teixeira sets up shop with under 2 to play. Man foot back for Alves, his drive that's blocked. William gathers it into the box with 1:40 to play.
The Blast were trying to get a timeout, but William couldn't handle Danny Kelly.
NDI gets run off, and this has got to be a foul, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, Teixeira bodied him out from the ball. Good chance here for the Blast with 1:32 left.
Blast were trying to get Mo NDI off to get Vinny Dantas onto the field. Couldn't hear. I think they might be calling a timeout though, potentially.
Donatelli presides here for the Blast, 2-man wall. Drops it back, Peruzzi just misses wide. Inches from giving the Blast the lead. Peruzzi on man foot. Down the wing, off the boards in front, past NDI. Counter-attack for Florida, Ruggles gives it away to Peruzzi. Daniel, Blast swinging ahead for Donatelli. Tony, run into by Teixeira from behind. What? What's the call, Andrew?
I think they call handball on Tony because Tony thought there was a foul.
They called pushing on Tony from the ground.
Dos Santos plays target. Claire, 1 minute to play. Alves now. Off the boards. Dos Santos.
You know, the flip side of this, Paul, if the Blast can hold on for the next minute, is you got a fresh Adriano.
That's a great
tackle.
tackle.
Overtime.
Great tackle.
Blast on the counter. Great step in by Florida. William with a nice play. Can Guernsey get there? Yes, 2-on-1 for the Blast. Dantas, Nascimento, cross. Oh, just too far for Marco.
Oh, man, that was the storybook ending.
Donatelli for Dantas. 25 to play. Turn, saved by Silva. He robs Dantas. Donatelli now, 18 to play. Blast set it up. Donatelli goes to the corner. Claire runs first. Dantas battles. Sherman keeps it alive. Vinny spins, shoots, that's wide. Ball cleared, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And for the second straight home game for the Blast, we're going overtime. 60 minutes has settled nothing. We'll go to overtime, tied at 6. You're watching Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington.
I don't know if he's there or not. I don't know if he can't hear us.
right, welcome back to Baltimore. Overtime between the Blast and Tropics. Blast went into the fourth quarter leading 6-4.
Yes.
Rigette's and Claire for Florida to tie it at 6. Florida out shooting the Blast 30-20.
Here's the play, Paul.
Let's take a look at that Manfoot, or excuse me, that Schmerman shot here. He tees it up, and that's in. I'm sorry, that's in.
Well,
that's close.
Comments?
Yeah, I couldn't tell from that replay.
Comments, opinions?
I don't think the whole ball crossed the line. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a final from the National Football League. In overtime,
Andrew?
it was the Houston
I couldn't tell.
22, Buffalo 19.
Fair enough.
I mean, it looked like it. There's no doubt about it, but.
All right, last time we were here, Utica City and the Blast were in overtime. Utica City won that one 7-6 in overtime. Somebody will win 7-6 in overtime tonight.
There will be a 7-6 score.
Dantas, Peruzzi, Dos Santos back on the floor with Mello and Donatelli. Here we go.
Adriano back out there. Gonna have some fresh legs as he set the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, we did not see Adriano at all in that fourth quarter. Really, after he picked up that third foul, he didn't play with like 3 minutes left in the third all the way into the fourth. Dantas to the corner. Lucio clears, but Dos Santos right there at the midfield. Plays for Dantas on the far side.
I'd give Vinny again. Isolate Vinny.
Gonna make a run here. Oh, nice move. Turns, shoots, Silva the save. Loose ball comes free and Blast have it. Here we go again. Donatelli, though, misread what Dos Santos was going to do. Out come the Tropics with a chance. Manfoot! Manzella says no.
Great save. Great save by William. Way to read the angle there.
Hoxie on the floor. Foul called on Hoxie. Now, Hoxie was the hero in Utica City last time. On the road, he scored the game winner in overtime. Talk about a rivalry league. The last 2 games between Utica City and Baltimore have gone overtime.
Listen, that's a great rivalry. You can tell there's there's a little bit of dislike between the teams for sure.
Rigette couldn't get a foot on it. We'll run it down to the corner now.
Well, this Florida team has enough guys from that rivalry, from around the league, guys who played in Harrisburg. This one's going to become a rivalry real quick if Florida keeps playing at this level.
Florida trying to go 7-1 on the year. The Blast trying to get back over 500. This is a big game for the Blast. We talked about it, Lee. You know, not a season left. But
yeah, there's a lot of season left, but you also don't want to start looking down the line at games and what games you need to win and those kind of things, right?
And who do we need help from and all that? You want to control your own destiny.
Well, of course, the playoff format switched now. No longer the divisions, just the conferences. So the Blast need to finish in the top 4, a spot they're currently not in right now. When you look at the defending champion Milwaukee Waves, you're looking at Utica City, you're looking at Florida, and Harrisburg off to a hot start right now as well.
Yeah, but some of these teams, you got to look at what teams they've actually played, and you know, there's a lot of season to go.
Here's Peruzzi. Peruzzi's got 2 goals tonight. Donatelli to the corner for NDI. Sweeps it off the boards, but that's an easy clear for Florida. They'll force Dos Santos back into the defensive side, and we'll run it through Vanzella. Good ball here, but to the midfield only. Montaleva's drive, that's saved by Vanzella, run on to by Dos Santos. 2.5 minutes into overtime.
It's a great save, almost a real unfortunate, bounce.
To Sheriff for Manfoot on the far side. Dos Santos now turns and sweeps it wide. Probably, let's see, we'll get a goalkeeper distribution or a free kick. Distribution that went inside the red flag on the, nope. Now they're going to call it free kick.
I was going to say, boy, that's a tight angle to have that.
Schmerman goes short. Vinny can't win it. Alves does. Florida controls. 7 to play in the overtime.
3-line. Another one.
3-line violation. Florida.
At what point will the Blast make Florida pay for the mistakes?
Peruzzi's on. Schmerman's taking a couple shots off these plays. Blast will take a timeout.
Pereira presides. Blast take a timeout to talk it over. I don't know. What do you think, Lee? Dantas, always potent. Peruzzi's got the hot hand tonight.
I think they will overload a side, but also keep whichever side they're going to overload, the opposite side will have somebody for the ball down low as well.
See Danny Kelly talking with his guys.
Jamie Thomas trying to get loose there on the side. We haven't seen a lot of him.
How many different plays do you guys have drawn up? I mean, I used to go in the locker room, there'd be like 10 different restart plays drawn up on the board.
I think in general you keep it down to 4 or 5 a game that you have your go-tos, but some of the best plays have been plays where you have something drawn up, but the guy on the ball just sees the other team adjust to it and they find something completely different. And I know I've had this discussion with Danny and David about that aspect of the guy on the ball has to have that soccer IQ.
And you know who was great at that? Robbie Aristodemo, one of the best.
Robbie was fantastic at that. Like, you gotta at some point make a difference and read the game.
Pereira,
you know.
Pereira takes a shot. That gets deflected. Blast did not get much out of that chance. Shot turned away by Vanzella.
Second time now he's gotten a streaking player right to his face and been able to make the save to save the game. It's not a good restart to come out of the timeout.
I think, honestly, Florida did a really good job of taking it away, and then Peruzzi just thought he could, you know, tuck it around the wall. Listen, sometimes the other team just does a good job. That's a terrible call. That's 2 guys going up for the ball, and then since the one guy's holding his head, he makes a call 10 seconds late.
He's smiling as he walks off.
That's always the frustrating thing when you see a call like that with a late whistle.
With a late whistle, this late in the game, you have to take all these things into consideration.
It's funny, of course, Florida's calling for a card.
Yeah, of course, Florida wants the 2 minutes. They call deflection here, so it'll be a corner kick for the Tropics. 6:26 left in the overtime. If nobody scores in the next 6:26, we'll go to shootouts.
Wow.
I've only seen that once here so far, right? In CQ?
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh! What are the odds of the ball going right through the box?
I got a little bit lucky on that one.
I think Ruggles' foot stuck to the turf a little bit.
Ball cannot go through the box like that.
I mean, 3 inches from the goal all the way through the box. Crazy. Reguette now, 2 goals tonight. Marked by Dos Santos, flicks one through. Florida does well to keep it alive. Ruggles down the wing, goes past everyone, comes out high. Alves cuts off Mello, and Silva has it with 5:50 left in the overtime. Reguette pushed off by Dos Santos.
What?
Foul called on Adriano.
Holding foul. The Blast, number 12, Adriano Dos Santos.
They've got to pay attention here. If Florida takes a quick one, they're in trouble.
Well, look at Carvalho, just moved it up 3 feet.
Referees are talking now. Florida's complaining on where the ball is going to be spotted. They should be lucky to get the foul call there.
That's a tough call.
That's just 2 guys going for the ball.
It looked like Reguette was just pushing into Adriano, pushing him down.
Ran straight into him.
That's a difficult call here. I would assume they're going to call timeout here. Yeah.
And they do. Lucio calls timeout. We can re-rack that play. Take a look at the foul call.
And if you're William Vanzella and Vinny Dantas, get over here and talk. I mean, it's not going to change now.
Was that the far side official blowing the whistle again there?
Yes.
That's the other thing too. You'd like to see the near side official control the play there, right?
Well, especially when it's just so tight. Like if it's something clear that he sees and it's clearly a foul, but when he's calling these, you know, these fouls that could go either way when there's an official right there, it's always a tough one. I'm not sure why Williams not in the huddle here, because.
And guys, another thing to keep an eye on now with that call on Adriano. That's his 5th foul of the game. While the foul's in the half wipe, the 6th foul in the game, he would get the blue card. So that is cumulative. So Adriano now again playing 1 foul away. And that's another, aside from the restart here, another tough situation.
Adriano pleading his case with the official. Sheriff moves the ball. Now this has been entertaining to watch. Both teams move the ball back and forth during the timeout. Vanzella moved it back.
It's inches.
Well, it's funny because if I'm Florida, I want that ball off that logo. That logo is real slick and slippery. I'd rather kick it from the turf behind, even if it's a couple inches behind.
Is this Claire on the ball? Takes a shot. Vanzella kicks that away. Adriano sends Mello out. Mello goes down. Foul called on Teixeira. And the Blast won 2 minutes.
In fairness, they've called it pretty consistently that tackles from behind with a player running toward the goal haven't been given cards tonight.
I'm not sure what you need to do to get a card at this point. Especially in overtime, right?
No blood, no foul.
Mello for Donatelli.
And honestly, I'm all for that. I don't want a cheap blue card either way.
Yeah, let them play.
Yeah.
Let the players decide the game.
Yeah.
Lee, we know you're good for any fouls.
Dantas turns. Dos Santos mishits it, but Vinny runs it down in the corner. He mishit it so bad it was actually a pass.
It's one of the shots that would have been a throw-in outdoor?
Yes. Peruzzi far side. Picked up by Teixeira.
Oh, he's got him. He's got Hoxie.
What can Hoxie do here?
Teixeira spills Peruzzi on the backside of the play. No call.
Donatelli makes a run. Hoxie feeds it back. Donatelli far side now. Tony's been quiet tonight. Oh, he gives it away.
Oh, and the foul's called from the backside official.
10 seconds after the play.
Wow. Blast trying to catch Florida in a restart, but they couldn't.
Donatelli presides here, and Herrera now on Ruggles. Off the boards in front, goes by everyone. Good follow by Dos Santos. Donatelli turns. Silva clears, but Dos Santos right there. Mishits it 2-on-1 for Florida.
Got to get in the box. Got to get in the box.
Shot goal. Carvalho, who was quiet all night, plays the ball off the boards. Ball mishit in the Blast side. Florida comes down 2-on-1. Carvalho puts it home, and for the second straight home game, the Blast lose in overtime.
Yeah, you could see this brewing. You could see the runner going in the box.
Herrera couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was just an unfortunate turnover along the boards.
To number 7, Victor Perez.
Time of the goal, 5:34.
Time of the game when you go 5:34 in overtime. Florida goal scored by number 11, Ricardo Caballo. Assist to number 7, Victor
Tropics
Perez.
move to 7-1 on the year. Blast go back under 500 at 4-5. Blast blow a 2-goal fourth quarter lead, and Florida comes all the way back and wins it in overtime.
Fans, just remind you, don't forget to join us for post-game autographs with Blast players in the team store. And don't forget that if it's a post-game party in the Blast at the
Blast dominated early. They led 3-1. Florida responded. Got the game tying, or got the go-ahead goal in that second quarter on the restart. Then the Blast tied it at the half. Blast took control in the third, made it 6-4. But Florida had the answer in the fourth quarter. Let's go down to the field, Andrew Primrose.
Yeah, Coach, you guys, the result you were looking for there. Let's talk about the goal and what you saw there in the overtime game winner.
Yeah, you know, we felt like if we kept getting closer to the goal, started using the boards a little bit better, you know, we could produce some opportunities. That's how we kind of got back into it. We were down 2 there. And especially with Dos Santos in foul trouble. You know, they struggled a little bit, and we tried to press hard there. But, you know, he came on right there at the end, and we just kept to that rhythm and thought that was where the goal would come from us. So fantastic for Ricardo to be there to finish it.
Silva seemed to have a real strong game in goal. What did you see from your big goalkeeper?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Silva seemed to have a real strong game in goal. What did you see from your big goalkeeper tonight?
Yeah, no, he did a good job. You know, it's his first game back from the injury, and so we put him into a playoff mentality, and he did a good job. Made a couple mistakes, but it's a great game for him to get back into it on.
So you've seen the Blast now 2 times, once in Florida, once here. Looking forward to playing them again the rest of the season, seeing them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm glad we won't see them until the playoffs, hopefully. You know, they're a great team. They're going to be there. You know, they don't need to panic by any means. They're going to be there. You know, so I'm just glad that we don't have to see them until the end.
All right, fantastic. Thanks for taking time.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you, Andrew. Lee, a tough one to swallow here tonight for the Blast as they fall in overtime 7-6.
Yeah, the margin between winning and losing is thin, right? So you have a couple chances in the end of the fourth quarter where you have a 2-on-1, and you have another shot where the keeper makes the save, and you know, that's how it goes in these tight games.
Well, I guess it gets no easier for the Blast as they're off for 16 days, but when they come back end of the month, the home games against Sonora and San Diego on January 20th and January 25th. We'll have it for you here at CQ Arena. Blast looking to rally and get back to the 500 mark. January 20th, it's a Monday afternoon Martin Luther King Day game against Sonora. That's going to do it for us here at CQ Arena. For Lee Chantarette, Andrew Primrose, I'm Paul Mittermeier saying so long. Once again, our final. Florida 7, the Blast 6 in overtime. You've been watching Blast Soccer on NBC Sports Washington. Good job.